This is very important word. Start talking about it now. To the people at home, to the people in the crowd. It keeps coming up somehow. Yeah, so don't avoid or make void the topic. Drop it, drop it. But that won't stop it. Talk about sex on the radio and on the video shows. Many will know. Tell it like it is. Tell it how it could be. Tell it like it was. Tell it how it should be. Those who think it's dirty have a choice. Change the station or press pause. I wanna talk about it. There's just no way to fight it. Why can't we talk about sex, baby? We need to talk about the good and bad things we encounter. I wanna talk about you.
Oh no, here we go again. What do you mean all I wanna do is sex you? Who, me? That's not all I wanna do.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Happy Monday on this delicious rainy day. It is raining in the Elm. It wasn't yesterday. Yesterday was glorious, but it's raining today. So happy birthday, Ife. We had such a good time in New London yesterday. You know, the youngins had us up for a little retreat, and it was great. Juanita, Zanaya, Shah, mwah, that was amazing. It was great. Let me tell you something. Whenever I get some sea air in my system, you know, a good amount, I sleep like a lamb. Let me tell you something. I got 7 hours of sleep, which is unheard of for me. So we had good food, beach time. Juanita lives in New London. Her mother lives in New London, has an Airbnb. It's their family home, but it's also Airbnb. So it's tricked out really nice. So we went up there to celebrate Ife's birthday because her birthday was yesterday. She turned 64. Happy birthday, Ife. And it was just such a wonderful, chill day. We didn't do any work. We laughed, we talked, we drank wine. We sat on the beach for long periods of time, read books. I mean, it was a perfect chill day. But, you know, it takes about an hour to get up there. So, you know, we rolled out about 7:30, a little closer to 8, actually. So we got home by a little after 9. Because it was, you know, I didn't want to be I was tired. I didn't want to be driving too much more tired. But it was great. It was great. Her mom made she made a shrimp Alfredo and then a chicken sausage jambalaya for me. I mean, it was for everybody. I just couldn't eat the shrimp Alfredo because, you know, butter, cream. but the chicken Alfredo the chicken jambalaya was good. So I had that. So it was good. It was delicious. It was a wonderful, wonderful day. Relaxing. So that was my Sunday. My Saturday, I'm going backwards because that seems to work today. My Saturday, I went to the Fête en Noir, the AKA edition at the Grassy Hill Country Club. And that was a real vibe. That was a good time. It was a good time. So Ife and I went. Her cousin Jaren gifted her her niece-in-law Jaren gifted her a VIP seat. So she was not sitting with me, but I was sitting next to my soror and some other folks at the table, and then I knew lots of people there, so it was fine. But it was a wonderful experience. And I spent all my time once I finished dinner and they opened up the cigar lounge. I spent all my time in the cigar lounge because it was outside. It was wonderful. It was just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Saturday night. Everybody was all dressed up. You know, everybody was just fabulous. So I had a good time, a really good time. And we left here a little after 11. We got there 7-ish, and then we left a little after 11. I had a good time, a really good time. The food was good. The vibe was good. I got a picture somewhere. I got pictures. Yes, I do. I have a picture, which I probably should take a picture of my picture. But I don't know if you can see. Anyway, I had a good time. So that was Saturday night. And I had my face all done up. Saturday morning, I went to Clark Broadbent's memorial service. He was buried in a military cemetery in Middletown. And then they had I don't know if white people call it a repast. I don't know if white people call it repast, but the repast was at the yacht club in New Haven. So we went there from 12 to about 2. And that was nice because they had an open bar and they had, little finger foods. It was great. I met his relatives, his family members, his nephew. I think he only has one nephew. He sang, he talked, cried. His sister, Denise's sister, she's got like 5 sisters or something or so. And so it was good. It was good. People said lovely things. I said lovely things. Clark was my friend. He is missed. I tell you, for every month for the last several years, we would meet up at Anastasia's Boathouse for fancy steaks and Cabernet. And it was so good. It was steaks, roasted vegetables. Oh, I mean, it was such a decadent lunch, extravagant lunch. And it was cheap. So we always had it was just always a good time. And we would talk about everything, art and books and the world and politics and VA and Vietnam. And it was just, it's just one of those things where you just, it was just a great friendship. One that I cherish, still cherish. And I told you he was friends with Dr. Jackie Satchel. The late Dr. Jackie Satchel was his doctor, and she was my friend and my neighbor. So we had that in common, and we just happened to know this. So it was something. It was a lovely service. People said such nice things. Of course they should say nice things. Clark was a great guy. He was a great guy. And I'm glad I got to know him. So that was Saturday morning. All the things. And then Friday, let's see, what did I get into Friday? Oh, I don't think I got into anything Friday, which was really good. I was at Possible Futures bookstore, so I popped by there. I don't know if Ife is listening. She'll tell me if we did something on Friday. I don't think we did, but don't get me started. And then I always believe that Thursday is the beginning of the weekend. So I had dinner with Carla Jackson from the Yale Rep and Karen DeBose Walton. So that was Thursday. So that kicked off the weekend, and it was nice. So I have an equally busy week this week. I don't have any place to be today, which is really nice. I like Mondays where I can, like before I jumped on air, I put a load of laundry in. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of nice. It's that kind of Monday. I don't have to be anywhere. It's raining outside. I can step outside on the porch. Tomorrow I got Long Wharf Theater and Planned Parenthood. These dual meetings, dueling meetings. The New Haven Symphony Orchestra is honoring Dr. Churchwell because he's leaving his post at the hospital. So we're going to go out to the Madison Beach House and celebrate him from 5 to some other time. And that'll be lovely. So I'm excited to go see him and say goodbye. Then Cornell Scott is having their 55-year celebration. They've been in business for 55 years. So I'm going as a guest of Mr. Taylor, which thank you very much, Mr. Taylor, for inviting me. I feel honored. And I'm going. It's going to be at the New Haven Lawn Club, which, honestly, the New Haven Lawn Club is one of the prettiest places in town to host an event. It's that I love that whole Art Deco vibe. It always takes me back to another time, right? Like it takes me, and it makes me feel like I'm in the Harlem Renaissance all the time, even though these is white folks, but. But I love going to the lawn club because I just love the vibe of it. It's pretty. And if you go there, if you go to a fancy enough event there, they have a full-on orchestra sitting up on the stage. It really does take you back to a time. So and I've been there for that. So that's Thursday. Friday is Susan Clinard's kind of birthday and goodbye to the barn space, the Eli Whitney barn. She's been there for 12 years as a artist in resident, so she's leaving it. And then Saturday is the Jack Gala. So the Jack Gala is Saturday, the Jamaican American Connection Gala. This is their Trailblazers and Scholarship dinner, where they raise money to send, Caribbean kids to college. And it's one of my favorite galas. And although usually this gala kicks off gala season, but Arts and Ideas beat them this year. So the Arts and Ideas Gala kicked off before the Jack Gala. Because usually the Jack Gala is the first gala for me. Anyway, I was the host for the Arts and Ideas Gala, which was fun. So anyway, Kay Holness is my guest at 10:15. I know she was on Lucy's show, which is really good. I love that people can be on all these shows on WNHH and really and each time they're on these different shows, it's a different vibe. I love that because that says that you get to get in front of some different audiences, which is what you want when you're trying to launch stuff or do stuff. So I don't want people to think, oh, if they can't get on my show, Lucy's show. No, get on Lucy's show, get on my show, get on I don't know if Paul still does a show, but get on Paul does a show. Get on everybody's show on WNHH because you'll have a different conversation with these different hosts. The conversation you have with me will be different from the conversation you have with Lucy. The conversation you have with Lucy will be different than the conversation you have with Fly Tie or Mercy, Marcy. It'll be different than the conversation you have with anybody else. So just run through the station. Just run through the station because it's enough talented people talking and doing this stuff that you just cross-pollinate your event. That's what you do. So I don't feel no kind of way when people or when they can't get on my show, but they're on Lucy's show or they're on Paul's show or whatever. Plus Paul will talk to people who I'm not talking to, which is really, really good. And there are people who just want to talk to Paul and not want to talk to Babz Rawls-Ivy. I get that. It doesn't move me not one bit. Or sometimes Paul was like, I can't do this show. Talk to Babz. And I like that too. So, so yeah. So this is, if people don't want to be on my show, I don't take it personal. I really don't. I really don't. I don't. I feel like if people, if they have a favorite or they just don't like my style, it's okay. There's enough people on this station where you can just talk to people, seriously. There's enough people on this station that you don't have to think it's, Oh gosh, I don't really want to talk to Babz. I guess I don't got no other options. You got lots of options. You got lots of options. I don't feel no kind of way. So I'm excited to talk to Kay, because Kay is my girl. She is my friend, my confidant. And I tell you, the Jack Gala is my favorite gala. And because I'm an honorary Jamaican. I even got a whole statue sign for it. I have an actual honorary Jamaican award. So there you go. You know, I think this year, 2024 going forward, I'm gonna pay my dues. I didn't realize I should have been paying dues. I'm gonna pay my dues this year. I mean next year, I'm pay my dues. Pay my dues. I'm gonna just pay my dues. And that's it. I'm just gonna pay my dues. So yeah, so all that's going on. So this is a full week. This is party week. This is a party week. Like, you know, but I'm only wearing makeup for one night. Jack, Winter Carson does my makeup. And I'm sorry, Winter Carson does my makeup. And so she did me last week. She's gonna do me this week. She did me a couple of weeks before for the arts for the Rise Gala. And then I don't think I got nothing else going on for a while. Because makeup is a lot. I look fabulous. I wear makeup well, people. I'm gonna tell you something. She makes me look like I fell out of Hollywood. I'm telling you, because y'all know I do not. Let me tell you, I do not look like that. I do not wake up like that. I do not get like that. She has to work magic. It's a whole lot of stirring the pot and abracadabra. It's a lot of that. Listen, I'm not trying to sell myself short. I walk in truth. I know I could not put on makeup the way that woman puts makeup on me. I'm not trying it. And people are like, oh, YouTube tutorials, ain't enough YouTube tutorials in the world. When I was a young girl, you know, when I was a teenager and stuff like that, I love makeup. wait, so we have to do is pay dues to be Jamaican? For the Jamaican American Connection organization, yeah, if you want to enjoy membership, you know, I'm an honorary Jamaican, so I don't need to pay dues, you know. But I'm an American and I am connected to them, so I would like to pay dues. It slips my mind. There's a couple of organizations that I need to get my dues paid for, you know, but I will. So ladies for you, Harry. Because I see you counting your money to see how much money you got so you can pay your dues so you can be an honorary Jamaican. When you did your DNA, that didn't come up. Jamaican didn't come up. Do they even have a category for Jamaican? How do they do that in the DNA? I always think it just reverts back to Africa. Bella would force me to pay. You right. She listen, that girl gonna come out with a reggae album. She gonna come out with a reggae album. I'm gonna be the first one to buy it. Go ahead, Bella. Get your reggae on with her dreadlocks. She is such a cute kid. Smart. She already conscious and woke. She just showed up like that. Like she is about it, you know. So yeah, so that's my week. So the week is gonna, and then I gotta still work on my my stuff for and Saturday I've got we start Saturday Academy again for the Yale Access to Law School. So we start that again Saturday morning. So it's a lot going on. And then we get toward the end of the month, and it seems a little. The Arts Council annual meeting is the 27th, on Wednesday, the 27th. So I want people to come to the Arts Council annual meeting over at our funky little playhouse. I mean, sandbox. So come. And then I'm hosting the Links book discussion with the woman whose husband killed their child because he was pissed off about getting divorced or whatever, and how she rebuilt her life and all this other kind of stuff, and how you get through it. So I'm looking forward to that conversation. And then Saturday, that 30th, I hop on a plane. Ife and I hop on a plane to Miami. Welcome to Miami. We go to Miami for a wedding because our good friend and daughter friend Azaria is getting married, and we want to be there for that. So we'll be in Miami until Monday. I'll be back on air on Tuesday. And then I think the first week of October is pretty quiet until, I got till I'm called to some other commitment. Oh, then the independent reviewers get together. So I got some. It's gonna be pretty quiet, but not this week though. This week we on the run, G. We on the run. I'm looking forward to it. And it's time to pull out the fall clothes and put away summer clothes. And I'm going to start some of that today because I don't want to wait till the last minute. And I really want to put away summer stuff. So I'm going to do that. But after I get off air today, though, I might lay down and take a little bit more of a nap. I might not. Who knows? I might not. We'll see what happens. So I don't even know what's going on in the world. I know a bunch of celebrities are getting divorced. Wow, that's big news. Whoop. Who cares? I feel bad though. Like I know people get married with all the intentions of happily ever after. I know, me too. But things don't always work out like that. So I'm checking out the New Haven Independent. Oh, you know what? I could pull up the inner city too. Because I like to give you the lowdown on the hold down, on the rundown. Let's see. But anyway, yeah, I could pull up the whole Independent, so I don't have to look at my phone. Oh boy. When people start this, wait, I'm gonna go to it in a minute. I'm gonna let it load up on my other computer because I just find this hilarious. When I talk about the news. So this computer is acting a little. It always acts slow. Like if I don't use these devices, when you rev them up, they get a little, you're waking me. Oh, you're disturbing me. I'm like, you do know you're a computer, right? I was listening to Deion Sanders because he's enjoying. These Deion Sanders is giving these white folks fever. So much fever that the opposing coach just had nothing else to say. But why is he talking to me with his sunglasses and hat on? When I hear white people talk like that, what he's really saying is, boy, you don't know your place. I'm a white man and you are disrespecting me. That's all I heard by those stupid comments about sunglasses and a hat. Well, my mama raised me and blah, blah, blah. Did she really though? Because what you're trying to say is, boy, your mama didn't raise you right to respect white privilege. That's really what he was saying. You know, now he would be aghast if I said that to his face and said, you know, this is what this is really about. Because I think sometimes white folks, they say these flip ass comments and they just really think that we just don't understand. Like, I think they think they're talking in coded language, but we know all the coded language. Like, we know all of it, like every bit of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know all the coded language. So when you talk to us in these ridiculous ways, I just stare and I'm like, hey, you know, I hear you and see you, right? You know, I'm smart, well educated, well read, well traveled. I I see the down low of what you're trying to do. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's what annoys us as Black people more than anything. That white folks be trying to play us. That you be trying to play us, and we just like, nope, we see you. We sees you. And then that's just what it is. Oh boy. I don't know what this is. All right, well, it'll come to me at some point. So anyway, pizza and bikes. So the road race happened, you know, the Grand Prix bike race happened Friday night. Oh, I know. Friday night, I went to see Sticks, Bones, and the Bone Squad. I knew there was something I did on Friday night at Jazzy's down in the Ninth Square. They were amazing. They really need a world-class venue. Do you know what I mean? They need a world-class venue because it was something. They are just that good. They were really, really good. So I'm just saying. So that's where I was. We went to see Sticks, Bones, and the Bone Squad. Hung out with them a little bit before the show, laughed, and Bob Holloman, because Bob Holloman still owns the Olympic record for the long jump, and now he's a world-class musician. You know, he's been a world-class musician, but he's been playing with Sticks, Bones, and the new album comes out in December, January. So I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, I'm on a New Haven Independent site. So Lisa Gray wrote about pizza and bike takeover on downtown. So the Pizza Fest on College Street. I can't be around that many people trying to eat pizza. I don't know if they had any vegan cheese pizza. They might have, you know. And then there's We're Not Sharks. The next generation of Mandy aims to do better. Yawn, 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 yawn. Yeah. So I guess the Mandy Management CEO, Yudi Gurovich at 399 Whaley main office. We want our tenants, our residents to be happy, to feel safe, to have a good home. And we want them to feel that we're responsive. That's why that we're there, because we are. Okay. I'm gonna give you my favorite James Baldwin quote. I don't believe what you say because I see what you do. So I'll just follow the bouncing eviction notices or whatever the hell they got going on, or the work orders. I'll just follow along. And I know whoever wrote, Tom Breen, will stay on top of this. Ooh, there's like 28 comments. Oh shoot. That means people are on fire. Let me see. Okay, Foursquare started in on September 15th. Really? What's this? A PR release? in court 31 times since 2019 on multiple charges on multiple properties that the NHI shows us that are in deplorable conditions. Does anybody believe they make a serious effort to effect repairs until the court forces them to? Oh, editor's note. You are thinking of Ocean Management, not Mandy. Oceans Ozenberg is the one who has 31 criminal housing. Okay. So yeah. But aren't they all like in the same game? Okay. So then Urban Carpenter, I used to have a rental property adjacent to Manny Properties, and they did no maintenance, never shoveled the sidewalks, fallen trees and branches were never addressed, smoke alarms would beep for months. They once re-roofed the house and sent debris onto my property, stating that it was unavoidable. From what I have seen, they are unscrupulous organization with no regard for anyone or anything other than their bottom line. The notion that LCI has to police their buildings is a testament to their position of doing the bare minimum to avoid prosecution. If you think that has changed, then you must not live next door. Terms like parasite and blight come to mind. It's right in this article. Our investors are happy with the returns that we generated over the last 25 years. They're putting our city and they're gutting our city and we allow it. I would agree with you, Urban Carpenter. And then City Yankee just chimes in with, there are many parasites gutting our city. Slumlords, predatory developers, open invitation to the poor, and tempest tossed to come feed off the taxpayers of the city, the free atmosphere for crime and disorder. These are all part of the big picture. Taxpayers pay for a building, housing, health department, and there are codes that are not enforced. Lots of people we pay are not doing their jobs. I'm sorry, City Yankee, how do you know that? You had me with the first part, but then you do this whole the free atmosphere for crime and disorder. We have a whole police force. It is not a free atmosphere for crime and disorder. And when you say that, you are just rah on the flag of white supremacy. And I dare say, City Yankee, I bet, in the words of Don Cornelius, I bet my last dollar, honey, use white. So and you are talking from a very limited, you only talking from what you think you see on news, but you don't live where these things are happening. Because I know you don't live in New Hallville. I know you don't live in Dixwell. I know you don't live in the Hill. So you just talking from a place of privilege. You know what I mean? So and oftentimes City Yankee too was spouting off just, ridiculous things. I was like, all right. So whoever you are, City Yankee too, because I know you don't got the balls to, can I say balls? All right, the ovaries to sort of come out from under your cloak, because you can't take the heat. You can stand in the kitchen, but you can't take the heat. And you don't want, you want to still be in polite company without anybody knowing that you are willfully and deliberately ignorant and stupid. But that's all right. Because, there's a place for you, and it lives at New Haven Independent. Yeah. So Foursquare comes back and says, dear new NHI, you are right about my mix-up of companies. And that's an easy mix-up to do because they all play to that script. If they wasn't made to do right, they wouldn't do right. If they wasn't made to do right, they wouldn't be doing right. Ocean Management is a hot mess. Mandy Management, better than average. Looks like they run a tight ship, not selling everything as a result. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. So, people Cellar Door, a remarkable piece of reporting about a thorny issue in New Haven. Yeah, we'll see. Pretty is as pretty does. Okay. All right. So there's a lot of good conversation going on. 28 comments. Some people jumped it, go read what Thomas Alfred Payne, Kevin McCarthy, and then everybody else is, Heather C. All right, whatever. East, West, Heather C. These people write whole dissertations on I get it. I used to be like that too. Now I'm like, not so much. So, and 3/5 chimes in. Did he? I think we give out prizes to him if people could count how many times he used, vampire. Use the word vampire in relation to not real vampires. And vampires are not real. So there you go. So anyway, I'm just gonna leave it there. So there's 28 comments. So if you feel like you want to chime in on the fray, get in there. I don't got a dog in this fight. I like my landlord. My landlord is responsive and dutiful. And even though my rent is going up, I've already been here like almost 4 years, so I don't care. And it's not going up exponentially. So Paul had Norm Pattis on, and it seemed like it was a good conversation. So, but I'm not going to get into that conversation. I already, So Norm Pattis convinced the judge to cut in half the prison terms the federal government wanted two Proud Boy leaders to serve on seditious conspiracy charges for their roles in the January 6, 2021 storming of the U.S. Capitol. So the New Haven criminal defense attorney has now filed an appeal to have them cleared of the charges. I mean, listen, let me tell you, this is what I know, that he's a kind of attorney that's a freedom fighter. It doesn't matter if he believes or not believes in these people, or whether whatever wrongdoing or whatever you think is whatever. He is a freedom fighter, and he is always going to fight for people's right to be free. And because we don't like it is immaterial. That's it. So you have to understand, we cannot pick and choose how we feel about the letter of the law and how to use the letter of the law. And I think what happens is people get caught up in their emotions, and rightly so, because I'm an emotion-driven person on many occasions. But I do know that if the government is up against Norm Pattis, they better bring their A game and then pack an A game lunch, because he's gonna show up with his A game and an A game lunch. That's all I'm saying. So if you stand firm in your conviction that these whatever, you get in there and you do battle with him. You get in the arena and then you go toe to toe with Norm Pattis. And if you can't do it, then listen, that's not anybody's fault. That's just what it is. So I'm just saying, he's one of the best attorneys out there. So if you can't fight him, you can't beat him. You could call him names. He eats that stuff for breakfast. So I'm just saying, listen, if I had to have another attorney on my case, I would pick him time and time again. Just on the rip. Just on the rip. Because you know what? You can't get mad at him for getting his clients what they need and what they deserve. You don't gotta like it. You gotta be better. And if you cannot be better, shut up and get out the arena. That's it. That's all I know. And he's not underhanded. No one has ever accused Norm Pattis. Now he could be an asshole, and he's got a nigger sickness, but I mean the use of the word nigger, got a nigger word sickness, but I mean other than that, but that's white people. I mean, before everybody gets in their feelings, before you be like, not me, Babz. If it don't apply to you, it's not you. But I know too many white people who got that nigger sickness. They wanna be able to say nigger in a room full of niggas. That is the secret passion of white folks. They want to be able to say nigger with other niggas. They want to do it. And then they get mad when we call them out. I'm like, no, you can't do that. Why though? You say it. Okay. You have 400 years of saying it. Now you can't say it. Say it at your peril. But don't get mad if somebody punch you in the mouth. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. So, anyway. Anyway, that's up on the New Haven Independent. I think there's some comments. Oh, there's a bunch of comments. Another high number of comments. I'm not even gonna go read those. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. Leave it alone. So, and then there's some art stuff going on. Sisterhood of the Displayed Pants, which is nice, and that's all part of the independent reviewers. So in Oakland and let's see, LA. Oh, the Chinese lady is playing in Tulsa. I tell you that the Chinese lady was quite moving to me. It freaked me out too. It just really, white people. Listen, white people. I think you're gonna need to do some work. You're gonna need to do some work. Because this story, the Chinese lady story, we had it at the Long Wharf Theater before the pandemic. And I tell you, that play stayed with me. So what happened was, oh God, I don't even know how to explain this foolishness. And it's not unlike what they did with Africans when they put them on display in Europe and then want to give their remains back to their people. But if you know the story of the Chinese lady, her family sent her with these folks to America in the at the turn of the last century or whatever, and 19th century. And she was brought by traders to the U.S. from Guangzhou province in 1834 when she was 14 years old, and then put on display. And I think they gave her a different name, and and she just walk out there and sip tea and demonstrate chopsticks and walk in some kind of racist Chinese way, and Hollywood with bound feet. And she's considered the first she's the first recorded Chinese woman on U.S. soil. And of course she's exploited, and then she's sold to the circus, and then in the end everybody just dumps her because they're like, she's old, and it is such a story that makes you, white people, y'all got some stuff to reckon with. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all got some reckoning to do. And this is based on a true story. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's a tough one. I saw it at the Long Wharf Theater, and I was quite moved by it. I was. And if people have a chance to see it, if you're in wherever you are in Tulsa, you should see it. It's quite illuminating, It is quite moving. So anyway, if you have opportunity to read the Independent Reviews crew, that's up. And I might go back and comment on that because it was just it was tough. It was tough. So anyway, there's all that stuff. So that's all the news that's fit to talk about. That's all the news. That's all the news that's fit to talk about. And yeah. So it's Monday and it's raining in the Elm. And I told you I'm doing some laundry because I needed to do some laundry. And I'm excited to be home. I tell you, working from home is really I didn't think I was gonna love it. I really thought I was just gonna feel, I mean, I love doing a radio show from home, but I would leave to go across town to the New Haven to the inner city. And I thought, oh, but I was getting really tired of doing that, but I didn't understand why I was tired of it, you know. But now that I have my computer here and I'm working from home, I can put on my music. I just like the familiarity of my space. So I don't care if we get another space. I need a better desk situation. I need to figure that out, you know. This works for now, but I don't think it's ideal. And when I get into law school, I need a whole other workspace. So I'm gonna have to figure this out. Seriously. I have to figure this out. Figure it out. But that's all right. That's neither here nor there. Right now, it's all good. It's all good. So I like work. So when I get off the air today, I'll turn on the music, and then I got other work I got to catch up on and start doing. And I'll do that. Like that's how I roll. And that doesn't take a long period of time. Mondays I try to, curate as much stuff as I can. And then the rest of the afternoon, I got some other things that I got to work on. And I need to finish that Isabel Allende book, Allende. I need to finish that book. It is wacky crazy. I don't even know how this thing's gonna end. It's so wacky crazy. But I'm gonna finish it because I need to move on to something else. And so, I'm one of these people, I'm torn because I've been reading a steady diet of heavy hitting books. And this was my departure. But now I'm like, oh no, I've got to get back to my heavy hitting books. I got so many books. I think I need to find Isabel Wilkerson's Warmth of Other Suns. I think I have it around here or Cast. I think I have it. I need to look for it because I want to read that because there is I think it's coming to the little screen, and I think next year in 2024, and I know it'll take me just that long to read the daggone book. So I think I have it here. I'm gonna look for it. If I don't, I'm gonna order it. I'm like, Lord, I need this book. But I think I have it here. I just gotta look through all these gazillion books and see where it is. I think I have Warmth of Other Suns. I don't think I have Cast. I don't think I do. And if I don't, I'll just go get it. And if it ends up being that I have 2 copies, I'll just gift one to somebody like my brother. Because I'm gonna gift my brother Robert, Nicholas Dowroff's book, The Other Side of Prospect, because I know my brother would know these players well in this book, in this story. I think he would know the story. And yeah, I'm gonna drop it off to him. I might give it to my brother Mike. I don't know if my brother Mike is a reader like that. I think he is on occasion. Something strikes him. So, but I'm gonna do that. So, I'm gonna put that in his hands. And I think the paperback book is good. So I'm gonna do that. And then I got a bunch of other books, but I think I want to tackle that. I still haven't tackled the 1619 Project. I haven't tackled Toni Morrison, her book of essays of I guess the Book of Regard. Somebody gave me that, and it's a good-looking, lovely pink book. But there's a bunch of books that I wanna champion, and I need to get into it. So yeah. So I tell you, I'm so envious of Barack Obama. I'm so envious because he has such an extensive reading list. And Oprah. Although I don't always like Oprah's picks, I don't always like her picks. 1 or 2 I liked out of like the gazillion she's done. I don't really like all her picks, but that's all right. She doesn't need me to like her picks. She has elevated reading in this country single-handedly. So if anyone could read Nick's book. So Ife's uncle, Ife's uncle, I'm not gonna call his name. He's a funny guy. He's a great guy. He read Nicholas's book, and he surprised all of us when he was told her he read it. I know these cats and blah blah blah. And this book it's not an easy book. It's thick, it's long, it's arduous, it's heavy, it's spirit breaking, and he knocked it out. I was just impressed. So, but I when I was younger, I wanted to be an intellectual. I wanted to be a part of the Black intelligentsia. So I would read everything. And then, life gets in the way. But now I could build this in the way that I want. I want to read I want to read the important books because that's pleasure to me. And I want to read all the fun, hot books. I want to do that too. So I got to step up my reading game. And that's the beautiful thing about having a porch, because I can sit out there in my leisure and read until I'm content. And since I had tea, Juanita's mom, Shanice, made some tea from roots, from herbs in her garden. Baby! So it got me drinking some tea this morning. I'm drinking some made tea somebody gifted me. I'm finally drinking some of it. That tea was good. And, I tend to don't like honey or anything in my tea, but she put a little honey in it yesterday. And I was pleasantly surprised, and it wasn't overly sweet. And I thought this would make a good iced tea. So anyway, I'm going to take a break, Harry, and then I'll be back with Kay from Jamaican American Connection to talk about the Jamaican American Connection Gala, Scholarship Trailblazer Gala that's happening on the 23rd, and how people get tickets and go. It's always a good time. I got to host one year, so it was fun. It was fun. I had a good time. And it's one of my favorite events. So I'll be back at about a little after about 10:15. I get into it with Kay. Y'all keep it locked. Who says that?
Shaka Khan, let me rock it, Shaka Khan. Let me rock it, that's all I wanna do. Shaka Khan, let me rock it, Shaka Khan. Let me rock it, got a feel for you. Shaka Khan, what you tell me what you wanna do? Do you feel for me the way I feel for you? Shaka Khan, let me tell you what I wanna do. I wanna love you, wanna hug you, wanna squeeze you too. And let me take it in my arms, let me feel you with my charm, Shaka. Cause you know that I'm the one to keep you warm, Shaka. I make it more than just a physical dream. I wanna rock you, Shaka, baby, cause you make me wanna scream. Wanna scream, make me wanna scream.